David Dayen of The Intercept wrote about Trump's bait and switch on the issue of trade. Trump's renegotiation of NAFTA is starting to look a lot like the TPP. What? Okay, let's see. At first glance, it's a very mixed bag. The negotiating objectives for NAFTA are mostly vague and in parts revisit the well-worn tactic of using trade rules to guarantee corporate profits. In fact, several provisions are ripped directly from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, the corporate-friendly deal Trump loudly rejected in January. This document does not describe the promised transformation of NAFTA to prioritize working people, said public citizen trade expert Lori Wallach in a statement. It looks like another case of Trump's rhetoric being submerged in the swamp. Investors, however, would still have that ability under the controversial investor-state dispute settlement system, a secret extrajudicial court that gives corporations monetary awards for lost profits due to changes in law that run counter to trade agreements. While the document states that ISDS would have to be more transparent, hearings and judgments would be public and consistent with U.S. legal principles and practices, it still exists, meaning corporations could still functionally overturn sovereign laws outside of the court system and win billions of dollars of damages when governments try to write rules in the public interest. Okay, so let's pause because that's everything right there. That's everything. So probably the core of the TPP, the heart of it, which led to not just progressives, but conservatives flipping out and going, whoa, 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 no way, is that under the TPP, you effectively give up national sovereignty because instead of, when there's a dispute between a corporation and a government, instead of, the way it used to work is, well, the government makes the laws and the corporations have to follow the laws. So where's the debate? The government overrides the corporation because the government does stuff in the public interest democratically, and the corporation is just like a small tyranny. You know, you have the boss runs everything, and you're a worker, you're under the boss. So you can't just have the corporation say, we disagree with your environmental protection rules, we're going to go in the other direction. That's not an option. You have to follow the laws. So, but under the TPP, what they do is they say, no. Now, corporations and governments are on equal footing. They have equal standing. And how are we going to settle disputes between corporations and governments? We're going to set up an international board to make those decisions. By the way, who's going to be on those international boards? People with corporate ties. So, in other words, whenever there's a dispute between a corporation and a government, people who are linked to the corporation are going to decide who's right in the dispute, the corporation or the government. That's flat out giving up sovereignty. So you could theoretically have, let's just pull a country out of our ass here. You could theoretically have in Bangladesh, hey, you guys are dumping toxic chemicals into that river that people use for drinking water. And the corporation goes, yeah, agree to disagree. We think it's fine. And the Bangladeshi government can say, no, we're going to stop you from doing that. We have a new regulation. You can't dump your stuff in there. And then it goes to this international board, and the international board, oh, look at that, shock, they sided with the corporations because the corporations stacked the fucking board. And then you live in a total corporatocracy. There's no recourse anymore. So this is the part of the TPP that was just like, whoa, what the fuck are you doing? And then furthermore, they talk about how corporations can sue governments for loss of future expected profit. Excuse you? Loss of future expected profit. Yeah, I don't know. We think we're going to make like $1 billion in the next 2 years. And we didn't make it because of your, burdensome regulations. So now the taxpayers owe us $1 billion. So that's just, you know what that is? That's socialism for the corporations. That's what that is. Yeah, let's just fucking rob the taxpayers blind and give more money to the corporations and the rich who don't need it. That's socialism for the rich. That's corporatism. Socialism for the corporations. So those were the two provisions in TPP that were the most ridiculous. Because everybody was like, again, even conservatives were like, what the fuck? Are you crazy? And now what Trump is doing is he's saying, oh yeah, we're going to renegotiate. So he killed TPP, got a lot of credit for that. Even from me and other progressives were like, yeah, you know what, man? Good job. We agree with that. But what he does is you take the worst provisions of the TPP and you put them right into your renegotiation of NAFTA. So he's going to try to use the renegotiation of NAFTA as, oh, hey, I'm just looking out for the American worker here. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm looking out for you, the American people. That's why we're renegotiating NAFTA. Because NAFTA before was shitty, of course, still is shitty. Say, oh, we're going to renegotiate and it's going to be better. But no, they're actually going to make it worse. And they're going to make NAFTA/TPP, the worst aspects of TPP. Another provision in this, they go on to explain this in the article. There would be a provision in the renegotiation of NAFTA that says you cannot discriminate amongst the governments within the trade deals. Okay, but hold on. Then what you're saying is effectively the same fucking thing Hillary Clinton said in her leaked speeches, which caused outrage everywhere, rightly so, when she said, oh, I want totally free and open trade borders. Everybody said that's fucking crazy. Then how are you going to look out for the American worker? How are they going to compete with, people in Malaysia, people in Bangladesh, people in Brunei? How are they going to? That's not possible. You're going to drive wages down, ship out American jobs, and to have a provision that says you cannot discriminate amongst the countries that are part of the trade deal. What that means is you're not allowed to favor U.S. jobs over jobs anywhere else. You're not allowed to. You're not allowed to say, oh, we're going to do tariffs from goods coming in from that place because that's undercutting American workers. You can't do that under the deal because that would be discrimination. I love the fucking bastardization of the word discrimination there, where now they're claiming like, oh, if you actually want to look out for your fellow citizens and keep good paying jobs in the country, you're discriminating against other countries. This is a trick. I mean, that's trying, what are you, racist? You want jobs to, stay in America and help out your fellow citizens? Maybe you're racist. And this is coming from a Republican administration. Oh, we can't discriminate against other nations in the trade deal. The whole point is, yes, you should be able to do that so you can determine how you can look out for the American people, not the people in other countries. I have nothing against them, but you should be crafting policy on behalf of the American people. They elected you. You're supposed to represent them. But no, you're selling them out. Can't discriminate between nations within the trade deal. Get the fuck out of here with this bullshit, man. So this is absolute garbage. He's turning TPP into TPP/NAFTA. That's exactly what this is. So we've all been had, we've been took, we've been bamboozled. I thought he was a mediocre con man. Turns out he's a superb con man. Because that was intelligent. Oh, I just killed TPP. Everybody heaps praise on him, including me, including other progressives. Oh, yeah, it's good. Kill TPP. Got to give credit where credit is due. But now, and he did it in a way where nobody could have seen it coming. Because it took months before the articles came out like, oh, yeah, by the way, it's weird because now that he's renegotiating NAFTA, he's just taking provisions from TPP and putting it into the renegotiation of NAFTA. So, in other words, he didn't get rid of NAFTA. Remember, he said on the campaign trail a few times, not just he'd renegotiate NAFTA, he would get rid of NAFTA. That's what you should get rid of it. But no, he's going to keep NAFTA and add provisions of TPP into the renegotiation of NAFTA. Damn. That is a bait and switch move if I've ever seen one.